What up, though, Detroit? So, you already know the deal. Just giving a shout out to Petty Tupac TV. Like, comment, subscribe. You already know the deal. We have to support everybody's businesses, and you already know how it goes. We support each other. You know what I'm saying? Make Detroit win.
Hey y'all, what's up? I just want to give a shout out to Petty Tupac TV. Make sure you go smash, like, and don't forget to subscribe. For real, for real.
I just came from a place where coffee that'll get a razor blade slid across your face. I done seen it all. Gang banging killers from boys in the stall. Nation of Islam, VBM, 20-man broad, nigga stabbed in his eye and asked what he saw. Mufti's land law. Yeah, this lifestyle entices into them feds serving diamonds, and you know that cell right and stuck, wondering which one of your homeboys your baby mama about to What up, though? You already know how I go. Smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, as long as you comment, you dig. Peace and blessings be upon all y'all, man. Big five to you. Make sure y'all go hit that Clubhouse, that Facebook, that Instagram, especially that Instagram and that Clubhouse. Had one beautiful conversation on there so far, but hopefully get some more people in, people more active or whatnot. I got almost 19,000 subs on here, so I can at least get 200 on Clubhouse. I'll be content with that. You know what I'm saying? Just to hear y'all voice instead of just having to read the comments and understand why y'all say some of the things y'all say. Especially with the comments I disagree with, definitely. Like, why do you say what you say? This is Fearful Moment Part 2. This was with Double R, a.k.a. Ricky Rimmer, b.k.a. the Grim Reaper of the Temple, the beloved, the one that's going to go all out for us Moorish Americans. He is he is who people say he is. He's not a perfect human being by far. I had discrepancies with him. Other people had discrepancies with him, but you can never question his love for the Moorish Science Temple of America. But we all know man struggles with battling flesh. Always. The worldly things. He always going to struggle with that. We are always going to struggle with that until we find the way to reach a perfected state. And then this flesh no longer be needed. This garbage flesh no longer be needed. But Double R, our situation stemmed from, he had a homeboy named Victor Peterson Bay. Another monster. Put in his work for real, served natural license, and he did some things in prison. He went all the way, not on no weird stuff, nothing like that, but he don't went all the way, got somebody up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He got somebody sent to Jackson Cemetery, and we ain't gonna get into too much of that. The alleged stuff, I'm saying what's verifiable, what's in documents, what's in paper. They didn't charge him because he had too much. You got 3 natural licenses already, but broad as Saginaw, dark-skinned brother. Ain't no real intimidating figure, but you look at him, you can tell like he'll probably go that way. Nevertheless, though, real slick with the tongue, real great speaker. This was RimmerBey homeboy, so RimmerBey wanted him to get Grand Sheik spot again. And us young guys, we all talking about, nah, we want to put somebody else in there. I mean, since y'all won't let older guys get in it, RimmerBey and RimmerBey and some older Moors wanted Peterson Bay to be the Grand Sheik, and Tyler Eel, which is a younger guy, about 30, and his name Maurice Tyler. He out here. Look him up. He'll tell you the story. He'll verify it. But yeah, they wanted them to be, because they had the temple was split. You had the young Eel guys, then you had the RimmerBey guys. So Peterson Bay was a good Grand Sheik, but it was just some stuff going on, man. And that could have been deadly too. These accusations that guys was kind of throwing out there. I even kind of I didn't insinuate it, but I did mention something about it, and I noticed the relationship between me and him changed for a while, because I said something and he was, I felt like he was taking little shots at me coming across the podium at our religious meeting. He said something along the terms like, this Moorish Science Temple of America ain't running like no GDEs. And he looked at me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah. And then his protege, Forget the guy name from Ben Harbor though. I forget his name, but he even got on the podium and said something about, yeah, we ain't running nothing like the GDs, and looked at me the following week. I'm like, damn. But I know why, they felt like that. Okay, so the backstory is, I was on a yard, and I used to hang with this guy, man. I wish I could remember his name. He's a tall fella, man, kind of weird though, big old glasses, just kind of different, man. But he was cool. We used to talk, and he was into this, to the science. We had decent conversation. So I used to be with him a couple weeks in a row, and I just noticed, like, homosexuals pulling him to the side and saying, like, well, hey, come here, let me holler at you real quick. Come here, let me holler at you. I said, no, let's just keep going on. So then one day, this old Moorish American guy, about 60-something years old, tall, built so funny, man. His legs got to be like this big. He like 6'4", 6'5". This guy just, and he used to talk, with a real big, a real lisp. I wouldn't say bad lisp, but he used to talk with a lisp. And he used to come joke with me and stuff like that. But I knew he was kind of just different. He's just, hey, how you doing, Birds Hill? Yeah, man, I made you laugh. Yeah, he doing stuff like, and I'm just looking at him, and he would just do it every day. And that's an old trick too. Like, if you speak to somebody and they don't speak to you, still speak to them every day. Eventually, they'll speak to you. Older people tell you that. People, that's just a trick, right? Whether somebody don't like you or not, eventually you can get them to a point where they like you a bit, and think a little bit different about you, right? So anyway, he was a hitter for the Moorish side. He used to be a Moorish American, but he stepped back because he didn't want to put a bad light on it for what he was doing. And it wasn't just, participating in homosexuality, which, cool, do you. He was doing the other stuff. He was a little not taking no for an answer. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we walking, me and Ben Harbor, we walking. And him and another guy, a feminine guy, come up to Ben Harbor and it's like, hey, you gonna act like you don't know us? Don't play. We'll put you out there. And he hurry up and walk over like, man, I say, oh no. No, you can't be in a government position and be indulging in that. We was in the kitchen, and I look at him a few times when I walk past the lunch line. He always with somebody in the Rainbow Coalition or whatever, which ain't nothing wrong with. But you can't have a government position over here. You can't be the chairman of the Moorish Young National League. I forget what it's called. I'm tripping. So I went to Sanders Hill like, man, look, bro, you notice this, bro? He like, yeah, I kind of do. I'm like, yeah, man, this is how I feel. He's like, well, I'm going to say something. I'm like, all right, bet. And I come back like 10 minutes later. I tell him, like, hold on. Don't say nothing to him. I'm not going to come tell you about a problem and let you tell another man. I'm going to go tell him myself. I say, hey, look, bro, look, I know who you hanging with, so on and so forth. Whatever. I'm making people aware of this, man. Like, I don't know what you want. So people like, why Peterson Bay got that dude as a roommate? And he know that, he got to know something. Because everybody noticing, man. There's nobody saying nothing. And, that put a little bad light on him. And Young Yields said something like loudly about it and pressed the issue about it. I never really pressed the issue. I just said, young dog can't do it. I never said nothing about PB because I didn't think that. But the back of my head, like, bro, you've been jailing 30 years. You know what's going on. You definitely know what's going on. So I guess the guy ended up having to move or something, or maybe end up locking up for a while. But he stopped being a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America and coming over there and whatnot. I think he still should have been able to come because it's like this. Johnson Bay, they know what he do. And all he get is suspensions. He don't get moved or told what roommate he can have. You know what I'm saying? He every bit of 5'3", 5'4", but caught a body in prison. So you see how the politics play itself? You don't say nothing, Williams Bay. Funny brother, huge, crazy brother. That's the guy I told y'all. that went in a stall and hit his homeboy up and didn't even notice it was his homeboy until he was already 15, 20 shots in. You know what I'm saying? That's another story. I'm a reiterate it, whatever, man. But he over there out loud in front of everybody talking about he'll fill on that white boy fine and sexy, and then, you know, it get brought to people's attention. They go to him, they tell everybody, and he was just playing. He wasn't. Nobody plays like that. Even at gay jokes. You know what I'm saying? Even when you do the gay jokes and stuff, people slip each other. They don't be talking about, I'll go have and do this to a person. Like, I'll go down on this person. They don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't play like that. So, you know, that's another story within itself. But all this is going on. So election time come up. All us young guys, we rallying behind Young Gill, and we think Salters Bay would be a good assistant grand sheik. All right, cool. So RimmerBey get word like, Bardier, you like leading the rally to put Young Gill in. You got to let this stuff decide itself. But in all actuality, if we implemented this democratic system, which the original Moors didn't have, or this voting elections, they didn't have that. It was a dictatorship, but it was one way. It was lawful. It was ordained by law. So don't let nobody tell you what the 1928 do ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Only thing they did was follow a different successor to the prophet, just like Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, had to go through with Ali, and I forget the other guy name, right? Who you gonna follow? The Sunnis, the Shias. So that's basically what happened with us. We became the Sunnis, and 28s became the Shias. Same thing, just repeating itself, right? Nah, we put these guys, or, you know, we put out word, RimmerBey don't like, let it determine itself. If it's a democratic system, then we gotta understand who do we want and why do we want them. We not paying for no votes. We not saying you better vote for this guy, you better vote. You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't like it. So he said something to me again about it. I'm like, all right, Moore, but it ain't like that. But he like, man, Moore, you can't be doing that. I keep telling you, you can't be doing that. Now, let me give you some backlog on this. He felt some type of way. Now, weeks prior to this, he told me, man, I used to eat with a guy, work out with him, give him stuff, just so I can rock him all the way to sleep. And it'd be way easier. Never see it coming. Back in the old days, he's way different now. Let's make sure we put that in perspective. He's much different now. Much different. Criminal thinking, gone. I believe. Talk to him. He a sweet old man now, man. But this prison make you this way. I hate when people pretend like prison don't affect you, even if you're a good person, even if you're wrongly convicted. Don't think prison won't turn you to no savage still. Right? So I just wanted to say that, right? So he told me this, and that's always resonated in the back of my mind. Plus other incidents I done seen where guys, hey man, yeah, you want to go to the yard? Hey man, you want some candy? Hey man, you want to eat some fudge with me? Hey man, you want to open up a store with me? Hey man, let's work out. And they getting him a couple of days later, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I'm walking on the yard. We hit the back 40. Me and him talking a bit. He stopped in the blind spot of the black 40. That's by the LGBTQ Aryan Brotherhood tables, all the way at the back end with the tables that don't nobody want, right? It's not prime real estate. So we stop on the back 40. He kind of got his hands in his pocket. You know, he old school. He got the jeans with the pockets on them. You got to get your pockets sewed on when you're a young guy, or can't buy no pants from nobody with pockets on them. So he kind of reaching his pockets. So I reach I reach inside my pants, like kind of like pretend like I'm moving my waistband around, then rest my hands in my pants. And he look at my hands, and my peripherals, I don't look at his hands, you know what I'm saying, when he did that. So he stopped and he's like, yeah, Mo, yeah, like I was just telling you, there ain't no hard feelings. You just can't be doing that, Mo. Let it decide itself. And he kind of stepped a little bit closer, and I turned around, and somebody I knew was coming. I shook his hand and then took a step back myself, because I didn't know, bro. Like, I didn't know what he was gonna do. Even though you're older, man, like dog been putting in work for 60 years. I mean, not 60 years, but it was like 30 or 42 at the time. Like, bro, you've been poking people for 40 plus years, bro. And all it takes is this. You could aim right here and hit me right here. You can aim right here and stab me dead in my heart. You can aim right here and I try to duck and you hit me in my eye. I don't want to lose no eye. That's the worst thing to do. I don't need another scar on my face. I got a couple gunshot wounds already in my face. You dig what I'm talking about? So yeah, that was one moment I was nervous, but we walked off and did another lap or two. We just talked and he told some stories and some jokes and stuff like that. But the whole time he was doing it, in the back of my head, I'm like, he trying too hard to probably rock me to sleep. Trying too hard to rock me to sleep. But I realized that he didn't have nothing on him when we went back over to the basketball court, because he shot a couple baskets. He had some shorts on under his jeans. No, he had on some joggers with the pockets on it. Took off the joggers. I never forget. There was burgundy joggers. He had on the green sweater. I never forget this. He took them off, right? And as he was up lifting the sweater up to take, shirt, I seen his waist. So he didn't have nothing on him from what I seen. But you never know where he could have had it at. You know what I'm saying? We don't keister here, but dog, you been down 40 years, bro. You might pull a sword out your throat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Pause. I don't know. But that was one of my most fearful moments, is getting into it with somebody that they call the Rolls Royce of the Grim Reapers. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings be upon y'all. Big 5.